Scott. So I don't want to get into spoilers, of course, but I would love to know what you can kind of tell the fans they can expect in season 2.
Well, I mean, without getting into spoilers, we got the kids who basically spent season 1 trying to survive, and season 2 is about let's try and get rescued. While now, okay, we're done running. Now we've got to figure out how to survive here after not making it to the boat. So we've got to survive here. But there is more of an effort to, okay, now we need to get rescued from this island.
I love that the show kind of takes place in the Jurassic World cinematic universe, but that means you're taking on a lot of dark and scary themes. So how do you balance that with what is an animated show? I think it's definitely got adult appeal, but you are going to think of it as a children's show. How do you find that balance?
Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky to do because while the Jurassic films are scary, there's humor in those too. So I don't know if there's any formula for finding the right balance, but it's something that we're keenly aware of, especially considering our audience. In some cases, it's actually pulling back on the humor because it kind of lowers the stakes if you're being chased by a dinosaur, but kind of making little quips as you're running away. Like I was saying, it's a team effort, and we just, the writers and the other EP, Aaron and I, and the artists, we all have a keen eye on it, and it's just sort of something you go by feel with.
So one of the things that I love when I'm looking at the animation of the series is just how well rendered the dinosaurs are. And so I was wondering how much research has gone into that. Are you actually working with paleontologists to make them look so real and have such realistic characteristics?
Well, part of it is we were lucky to get the original ILM models for a lot of these dinosaurs. Now, granted, those are much too complex for us to do in a TV pipeline, so then our artists had to kind of start from the ground up. And then Dan Godinez, our animation wizard, has gotten some really great dinosaur acting out of it. You know, I will say early on, the writers as well as the artists, we did plenty of trips to the Los Angeles, the Natural History Museum. Yes, a lot of research has gone into it, but they start off with those models, they look great, and then just everybody along the way has really worked hard to make them feel like animals, but like real characters.
So I am wondering how the pandemic might have impacted production when you were working on season 2 and maybe even season 1, if that was falling into the timeline of that.
Yeah, you know, we all went home. So I was really impressed with our crew because there's the physical thing of now we're all apart, but then you also have the added emotional weight of what the heck's going on in the world. So, yeah, we all moved home, and it was probably a couple weeks to kind of get our bearings with it. We had to get a lot more. You can't just spend all day in a writer's room now, because as you all know, you're on Zoom for more than a few hours at a time, and your brain starts coming out of your ears. So we had to be a lot more effective, and we had to be a lot more focused on getting everything done. But all in all, we didn't really miss many deadlines or anything like that. The crew was just, how they adapted was really impressive. So we're all apart, but we try to get together, albeit by video, as much as we can.
So I don't know if it's too early to ask or if this is even something you can kind of touch on, but if I'm understanding the timeline correctly, season 2 is taking place between Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. is there a plan in place, or maybe just one in your mind, for how to incorporate the kids into Fallen Kingdom Aligned season 3?
Well, it's tricky because, like I said, that opening sequence in Fallen Kingdom takes place 6 months after Jurassic World, so where season 1 took place. So it's, you gotta, I guess the quick answer is yes. In my mind, in the writers' minds, we have a plan should we go forward. So yes, we definitely considered that.
Awesome. Thank you.